Hi, Kevin Henry, the Group Editorial Director for UBM Medica's Dental Division, and it's my pleasure today to be on a hangout with my friend and one of the greatest resources that we have in the dental industry, Vijay Sikka. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good, Kevin. How are you?
I am great. You know, I've worked with you and with Sikka Software for so long, and you all just have such amazing data at your fingertips. And today I wanted to talk a little bit, now that we're at the end of the year and heading into 2016, I want to just kind of talk to you a little bit about why dentists and dental team members should be looking at the dental practice fees right now. What are some of the things that are jumping out to you that you're seeing as we're closing out 2015 right now?
So, Kevin, thanks for that question. This is a great time of the year from a fee schedule setting perspective. I wanted to take a step back and also address three important criteria that as you start to look at fee schedule setting, what you should be taking into account. There are obviously regional variations, and we are starting to see that this year, Northeast has actually grown most in terms of updating their fees higher, and Southeast has been the lowest from that perspective nationally. We are also seeing certain trends where endodontic procedures are actually growing faster, for example, root canals and such, compared to the other procedure groups. But even before we start to look at it in that fashion, I wanted to point out a few things. The first is, when you look at fee schedules, you really need to look at the provider side databases. And what that means is, instead of just looking at what insurance claims are paying and the claims and the payer database, look at provider database, because that's more accurate to the office fee schedule. So as a dentist, you want to make sure that you are billing insurance companies with your office fee schedule, so that overall it helps elevate the UCR, usual, customary, and reasonable, in your area. As opposed to just billing based on the contracted fee schedules, you can make adjustments, and then you also know how much adjustments you're making on a per insurance basis. So that's one important criteria in this whole fee setting business. The second important criteria when you set fees is, if you look at the worst way to do it is to throw darts at a dartboard and see what sticks, right? You don't want to be having your team member call around to ask what other people are charging for fees. That's the worst way to do it. You don't want to be using your practice management system and adding $5 to all of your fees. You don't want to be taking 10% and just adding 10% to all of the procedures that you do. Those are not the best ways to set your fees. Why? Because they impact your profitability in the opposite manner than fee setting should be. The third piece that I would relate to that is, understand what your cost elements are and then set your fees based on your location. And there are plenty of fee tables out there. There are companies which take a 1,000 or 2,000 sampled fee schedules from dentists, and then they are trying to sell you fee schedules based on a geo zip code, and something which is completely arbitrary, in my opinion, where you have a multiplier. So if you're in Kansas City, your fees, all the fees and procedure codes are multiplied by 1.0. If you're in San Diego, they're all multiplied by 1.1. Well, how can you average fee schedules out like that? So that's an area which the doctors need to pay special attention to, because fee schedules need to be customized by zip code. So those are the two important criteria as you set your fees that I wanted to make sure that I highlight.
And I know that you have a tremendous tool for helping dentists narrow it down to their individual zip codes. And it's something that, you know, you and I have worked on, I've looked at forever, and I always find it fascinating. I'd love for you just to talk a little bit about your fee analyzer.
Thanks. You know, fee analyzer is a passion of ours. My wife is a dentist, and I started this company 12 years ago in response to fee schedule optimization, and my wife struggling with setting fees. This is probably the most important criteria. We have a 42,000 zip code database of fee schedules, which means it's a 5-digit zip code, 42,000 of them. There are a total of 48,000 zip codes in the United States. So that kind of gives you an idea that our coverage is very comprehensive. The second important thing is, if you really look at fee schedules and fee optimization, you would like to understand how it's not just about raising your fees. there are areas in the country which actually have had fees stay at the steady level, and in some cases even go down a little bit. So you need to understand where you are and how your fees are being set, specifically with regards to the profitability component of your practice. And the fee analyzer figures both of those things out. Now, in order to help the dental community, we actually offer top 10 procedure codes for absolutely free by zip code to any dentist or any office manager who would like to download that. And I'm actually going to mention that I know you will have it in the link to your article. There will be a link for the free fee download. We also have it available on our website, which is www.sikkasoft.com, where any team member can go and download a free, absolutely no strings attached, zip code level fee schedule for top 10 procedures. If you would like to get all 500 procedures, there's a very nominal cost, and you can get up to three zip codes, all procedures, fee schedule, fee tables, which is 50th, 60th, 70th, 80th percentiles. And then there is an advanced program called Practice Optimizer, which actually figures out all the things that I was talking about, including the fact that there are costs, how much time you spent on each procedure, what's the profitability by procedure, and then where is your neighborhood, to tell you how to maximize your profits and optimize your fees.
You mentioned that your wife is a dentist, and one of the things that I love about your company is how dentistry, which is, by the way, is just one of the healthcare tracks that I know you all really follow, but how dentistry and technology really merge together, and you guys give that behind the scenes look to so many dental practices about not only how they're doing, but how they're doing versus the competition that's nearby.
Absolutely. So, Kevin, that's a great question. I wanted to share with you one important data point. So today we have 13,000 practices, real-time, opt-in, with no provider patient identifier information as our contributors to our benchmarking database. In addition, we are processing nearly 2 billion transactions a day with information which goes much wider. About 90,000 providers are in our database. So if you really look at the comprehensive nature of our secure retail cloud, as a company, we are one of the largest independent software companies in this industry. And that really ties in to the fact that we work with every major distributor, every major company in the dental industry to help elevate the information gap in the industry. And I know you are committed to helping elevate the information gap also, and which is really how this comes together. And I really appreciate the effort and the work that you do in this industry.
Well, you and I have talked numerous times about how dentists need to look at their practice as not just a practice, but a small business, and it needs to be treated as such. And obviously, you guys have the tools, and you've provided so many different ways for dentists to really look at how is my practice really doing. So many times that you and I have talked that dentists may think they know the numbers, but in actuality, they don't.
Yeah, and that's correct. And I will give you an example. I was speaking once and to a group of dentists, and a dentist comes up to me and says, "Vijay, all of these numbers are just mumbo jumbo. I'm a dentist. I just want to keep doing my dentistry." And I said, "Doctor, that's awesome. Just tell me, what's your overhead?" And he says, 65%. And I said, "Wow, you know your overhead?" He says, "Yeah, average dentist overhead according to ADA is 65%, and I'm an average dentist." And I really fell off my chair because, this is one of those things where that doctor's overhead was actually 120% of his production. And he had practiced there. That tells you how important it is, because if you can measure it, you can manage it. The key is in knowing the score.
Sounds great. Well, I know we have some fee-centered articles ready to go for 2016. I'm looking forward to launching those. And obviously, thank you so much for taking time during this busy season to chat with our viewers about the importance of their fees right now.
Kevin, and to your entire readership, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. This is an awesome time. Update your fees, maximize your profitability. 2016 is going to be a fantastic year.